Hi, in this alcohol ink art technique video, artist Linda Crocco generously shares with us her technique for creating dramatic skies with alcohol ink on YUPO. If you enjoy seeing videos like this, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. It encourages us to bring you more useful tips on working with alcohol ink. Now, without further ado, here's Linda.
Hi, my name is Linda Crocco, and I'm going to do a quick demo for you to show how I do my layered skies. So here's a few examples of some that I've already done. This one with kind of a little bit of clouds going on. This is a very stormy sky. Here's another stormy sky that I threw some gold in there for some fun. And this is more of a Hawaiian sunset kind of sky. So you can use the same technique and get all different kinds of end results depending on what colors that you use. So today I'm going to be using a piece of YUPO paper. I have 91% alcohol in my little bottle, and I'm sorry my hands look like this. I've been painting all afternoon. You're also going to need a little brush, and I'm going to be using a mini airbrush, but you could also use canned air. It will do the same thing. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start off by putting some alcohol on my paper. And like I said, this is YUPO paper I'm using. I'm going for a dark and stormy kind of a sky. So I'm going to put in a little bit of Stonewash Blue, some Slate, these are by Ranger, a little bit of black here and there just for, you're going to see how well it blends. A tiny bit of ginger on one side of the paper, and some, this is a yellow, I'm not sure just what color it is, it's not on the bottle, I've had it for a long time. It might be butterscotch, but I'm not sure. And I put this on the lower right. And if you want really stormy, you can put just a little touch of meadow green on the other corner. And I know that's quite a lot of ink, but this is how this works. So then I'm going to add more alcohol anywhere where it's not blending, and I'm going to start tipping it back and forth. The hardest part of this technique is you have to have a lot of patience because it takes a while for the inks to dry, so you do quite a bit of going back and forth. I'm just adding a little more alcohol where those inks aren't moving enough. And so part of this video, I apologize, is going to be kind of like just watching ink dry, but this will give you an idea. So while it's still pretty wet and moving, you can see we get some good stormy clouds going on already. I'm going to take the white. This happens to be Snowcat, but you can also do it with the Pinata white. It's just I'm almost out of that one, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to take my airbrush and blow this right over on top of the white because you want it to spread out. And by doing this, it's going to add a whole lot of dimension to your painting. It's still very wet, and we're still going to be tipping back and forth and blending those colors. At this point, if you find while you're looking at it, like I see that I could probably use a little bit more blue in there, I'm just going to stick some in there. And now you understand why I call this layering. It kind of takes a lot of practice. I've been practicing this for a couple of weeks now to try and get the hang of it, and it just takes a lot of getting used to. And it's starting to get dried up now. It's not running as fast. Tipping it the other way so it won't be quite the straight lines. Get as much blending as I can going on. I might move it a little bit more with the airbrush. If you tend to get really straight lines, you can use your canned air or airbrush, straw, whatever you're using to just kind of break up those lines a little. There we go. Now we get some real drama going on. I'm just going to let some of that run off at the end. Now at this point the ink is really starting to dry, and we have all these little, I call them runners, going on. And they're just adding a little bit more texture to the sky, which is great. But at some point, you're going to want to just dab them with the end of your paintbrush where you don't want those little round ends to be. And that'll just take care of that. So like I have a little one right there, I'm just going to blend it away. And These other ones I'm okay with so far. I'm just going to let them go. Just keep an eye on your painting. Really watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of them you're not going to want there, some of them you will. Normally I have a little shoebox behind me. Normally what I'll do is I'll put it, just let it rest there and let it drip, because it might take a minute or two. But now you see I have some like beading going on here. So I'm just taking this little brush and just wiping off those extra beads, because we don't need that extra alcohol on there. And I know this is boring to watch me do this, but this is how it works. Any place else where you see any of those little runners that you don't want in there, just brush them lightly with your brush. And I'm going to tap this on the bottom and get rid of some of that that's on the end there. And that's looking pretty good. If you have any spots that you really hate for whatever reason, you can always just take a bigger damp brush and just kind of go over a little bit with a little alcohol or a little extra ink. And there we have a really pretty dramatic sky. So there it is. That's how you do a dramatic sky. And I do call it a layered look, and I hope you enjoy this. I will give you 3 pointers to finish the painting. You can do the same thing for the bottom where your land is. It's a good idea to have a little bit of white space, if you can, between the ground and the sky, only that way it kind of breaks it up and just makes it more interesting to look at. And you can use the same method with the white and the brush and the canned air or the airbrush on the bottom, and get that texture on the bottom. I want you to really see that as this dries, you're going to see more and more of the texture in there, and that's all from spraying that white around in there. It makes it just a lot more interesting. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Thank you very much.